Adwoa Mensah Renaso. Make us say why you measure. Only you go pass na yentino. Ono de oba. Also ne book. Na wa chire nsem wa pensem. Awa we mo watch yasie. Into other form. Besemi yanko. What I mean is, beloved, Adwoa Mensah is here. Let us go and listen to her. All you have to do is to give her your listening ears. She's going to bisect, trisect, dissect, and even intersect the words of this life to you. I am going to listen to Adwoa Mensah. Media Miko, Miko cry, Miko Tierno, share. When Tina, why yo? Me counsel about go pray. No size. Oh yeah, kiki.
Brian, also we kick him ankasa. Michia adofunum ni enuanum nyina. I hope say yes wadum ni shira obia hu ye agreed all the friends, family, everyone, and I hope everyone and their families are doing really well. Yeah, you guys normally don't see me around this time, but there is some this topic, power and control, has been like pressing on me for a couple weeks now. So I'm choosing to talk about it today because there has been some instances over the weekend that I feel that it's about time that I talk about it. In relationship, marriages and among friends, families, even at workplace, leaders in politics and so forth. And I quite don't understand why, you have certain people who always trying to control other people. But it seems like even when it comes to like gender, there's always, you have the masculine people, the male that trying to like, suppress or oppress the females, right? Because when you go to politics, most people in positions, they are male, and then in marriages or relationship, some male partners wants to be dominant. And I don't understand why, because sometimes also I trying to figure things out in terms of uh couples, because when you are married, you have two people in the relationship. But then when you go to the Ghanaian community, majority of the men and some women, have the same thinking process. They are All right. My apologies, guys. For some reason, the internet just went off. I don't know how and why, but I'm back. Uh-huh. So it's like, you do have some individuals, in relationships and marriages, who wants to, like, have power over their female partner, even comes about when situation comes about, and we're trying to have a discussion, group discussion or whatsoever. At the end of the day, you end up with the female being blamed of everything that's happening. Like when couples have misunderstanding or situation keeps coming up, one person cannot argue with themselves, one person cannot fight with themselves, one person cannot restrict themselves, right? Unless they're choosing to do certain things. So we just have to understand each other, setting clear boundaries, what is acceptable and then what is not. So this past Friday, I had an experience, and there was an instances whereas I was asked, if I am to have my partner, fornicating one time, right? Would I forgive my partner and stay with my partner, or like what would I do? And my response was, nowadays, you have so many things happening in terms of in terms of money. Because of money, you have people displaying certain unacceptable behavior by my standards. Everybody have their opinion on anything, and they have the right to choose what they want to do with their body or whatsoever. But for my mental and psychological and plus emotional stability, there are some things that I don't compromise. There are some things that I'm not going to condone. So for me, when you have people talking about culture and tradition, I really have to, like, I have to separate certain things, and you cannot tie me down because culture said, or because tradition and X, Y, and Z. You have people who will use those words or give you Bible scriptures that benefits them, especially the men, that benefits them, right? So they will tell you what they feel they want you to know. And then when you share your opinion, they're not receptive to it. It's like if your opinion does not in line with theirs, they're not receptive to it. And that's on them, right? I cannot take on somebody else's, problems, because in every situation and decisions that I make, I have to be able to assess it and make sure, say, how is this going to benefit me? If it's not going to benefit me, then I'm not doing it. If it's going to benefit me and my partner, we can have a discussion about it for both of us to have understanding and draw the line. There's a thin line between love and hate. And some people, they don't have that level of understanding. In order for you to do, thank you, baby sister. in, in order for you to to develop or grow in or change, you have to acquire knowledge. Some people just settle for less because they do not want to work for whatever they gain, right? But if you are choosing to do that, That's your business. I have nothing to do with that. So I'm going to mix the language, because yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix the language. That's going to be helpful. So, I mean, last time I asked a question, and by the time I finished with the program, I wasn't able to come back and, answer it. So, my response was for, when you talk about marriage, right? Dating someone is totally different from marriage. When you're dating someone, the expectation is very low. It's not as high as it should be. So people need to understand that dating, you set the standards, the expectation is, the bar is set very low. When you are married, the bar is set very high, and marriage is work. But it doesn't stamp on just one partner, not just the female. Both the husband and the wife needs to work for that. As team, you have to team up to deal with instances that comes about. There is misunderstanding, argument here and there in between couples, but you do have some couples when you arguing on a daily basis, over petty stuff. You need to be concerned because there is something wrong. You cannot, there needs to be a level of understanding, right? And how you use your words. You have to be mindful. You cannot just say anything because you feel like it. So, like when you do have, if you have the female who's always, provoking the male, or the male provoking the female, then there is something wrong. Someone is just trying to, get you to be upset, especially if you have anger management problem. So you don't want to have your partner, or for you yourself, to put yourself in situation that will set you up. But when it comes to power and control, in some relationship, there's always going to be, one partner who's going to want to be dominant. But responsibilities should be shared equally, right? When it comes to physical strength, we know that women's strength cannot amount to male strength. However, like in other instances, when it comes to, our critical thinking, how we function, being reactive versus proactive, when you hear things or something comes about, you need to be proactive. Before you confront your partner, you need to think through how best to approach your partner. You know your partner more than anybody else. You cannot have conversation outside your marital home with your partner's friends, or your partner's family, or your own family, because what it does is that it's going to put a gap between their relationship. Is going to be is going there's going to be some type of friction in the relationship. So be mindful of what you speaking, the things that you're saying to your family and friends. Now, I'm looking down to make sure, like, because someone said something. So, in some marital home, the male figures in some marital home are narcissists, right? They want power and control. And when you live with such partner, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to kind of like do some of the things that you would like to, achieve. because that person is always going to be on your case. Everything that you do is not going to be good enough. They unappreciative of the things that you do. They always complaining, getting you upset, and just trying to control every being of you, right? When we talk about narcissists, narcissists, they tend to seek power over others, to feel better about themselves. And money is a tool they use to manipulate and control. So if you have a partner that makes a lot of money, it could be female or it could be male. But when it comes to our society, Ghanaian community, you mostly have the male partners who have money back home. But you also have some business women who are the person who is like, the breadwinner. But when you come abroad now, there are a lot of females, partners who's working, they holding good jobs, they getting six figures, and the man is not getting six figures. So that itself, put them at a level where they feel intimidated. And when they feel intimidated, they're going to do things and say things and that. They will feel like, okay, they're not in control of their marital home. So they struggle with insecurity, jealousy, enviousness, and become selfish in some ways. So what happens is that they will talk to friends that will listen. And then instead of talking to the person that they in a relationship with, some friends will go around and trying to like talk to the partner for them. You can't do that, because once you do that, you cause inflection within your marriage, or with your partner, because they may not be able to receive it well. So going back to my interaction, we were having a productive discussion, because when someone asks you a question about how your take on if your partner go outside your marital home and be with someone else one time, sometimes somebody would say, oh, one time is nothing, but we need to develop self-control. If you do not have self-control on your sexual arousal, sexual activities when you outside your marital home, it's a problem. People talk about, some men talk about having blue balls, but having blue balls is not going to kill you, because then a lot of men will like die, but you will not die. Sometimes you can have cold shower, right? But we do have some men who does not have control of their penis. When they are they want to like go inside some type of hole. So it wouldn't matter whatever hole is in front of them. It could be brother Kwedu Eje Apomuta say maybe you will help me, brother Kwedu. But I just feel sometimes when some women explain things, or some of us explain things, and that other people do not understand. If you are one as obi buso asem na wuchire mu a, obi wo hɔ ma sɛ ne wobɛkyerɛ mu no ɔnte ase, but sɛ wante ase nso a is instead so obebusa question no na ɔno a de n'adwen adwen say na wopɛ sɛ woka. They assume what you want to, what you probably meant to say, or what you meant to say. We can make the mistake of speaking for people or putting words in people's mouth. That's one of my pet peeves. When I say something or I'm trying to explain something, and you do not understand now, I'll prefer you ask me questions for me to explain myself well, either in English or in Chi. Don't put words in my mouth, because when you put words in somebody's mouth now, you setting yourself up for a failure. And it's not me that you're hurting yourself. My level of intelligence might be different from your level of intelligence, or how you process things might be slower than how I process things, or vice versa. That doesn't mean, like when you ask me a question, or if I'm explaining something and it does not align with yours, it doesn't mean say I'm wrong or you are wrong. We need to be able to figure out, okay, what is she saying? What is he saying? And then what can I take from what this person is saying? If I don't want to take nothing from it, I don't want to take nothing from it. I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not going to be hurt because you don't understand me. So me can't some na won't want to na also can't some na man tia it say me busa wo na wo kyerɛkyerɛ asɛm no mu yie, anaasɛ wobusa me na me kyerɛkyerɛ asɛm no yie. Mentimi mfa me pɛ ɛne madwen ɛnka sɛ asɛm a wɔɔka nie sei na mete aseɛ nti saa na mafa no. Daabi, wontimi mfa no saa la, because sɛ woka sɛ wofa nneɛma saa a ɛtumi ɛde confusion ba. It creates a lot of confusion. Ɛna obi bɛtumi afa no in a negative aspect. Adesua ɛyɛ ɛma yɛ nyinaa o. Ɛnyɛ me Adwoa nko a na adesua yɛ ma me o. Obiara ɔte wiase a ɔmpa adesua no, not only sɛ nipa no wɔbɛbɔn, n'adwene no wobɛhu na ɛyɛ ketewa. Enti no w'anyi sɛ dɛn kora mpo no a akora adwene ɛso sen no, ɛsiane sɛ wɔntimi ɛnka asɛm a ɛbɛtɔ asom anaasɛ asɛm a nyansa wɔ mu. Brother OBG, mema wakɔ aba. Our author baako nie, sister ya for that, brother, welcome. Enti na adesua deɛ ɛyɛ ma yɛ nyinaa. Ɛna adesua ɛni kwan sɛ wogya adesua, abɛgya adesua a na wafiri wiase. Yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛwu. Ba ya bi mo kasa te sɛ neɛ wo ɔkyena ya aba wɔno deɛ wɔmu da. Ɛna sɛ wote wiase woyɛ nipa na wodwen sɛ obi bɛwu agya wa, wobɛfa ho awu agya nipa no. Nipa wote hɔ a ɛsɛ ɔdwen adwenpɔ. Meyɛ wɔ ba, meyɛ wɔ bi ba, meyɛ wɔ bi nua, meyɛ wɔ bi adamfo, meyɛ wɔ bi yere, meyɛ wɔ bi maame, meyɛ wɔ bi auntie. So ahu neɛ mekyerɛ no, wonim baabi a mekeka kɔ. Meyɛ obi employer. Enti no te sɛ meyɛ obi mentor. Enti no, and sometimes nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ nom a yɛyɛ a ɛyɛ sɛ yɛdwen ho. Ba yɛ mmarima no bebree ɛmmu ɔbaa afutuo, ne ho kafoɔ afutuo, because yɛ mmarima no bi no wo kasa a wɔse woyɛ ɔbaa deɛ ɛde nyansa na wonim. Ɛnso mmaa no yɛ mu bebree nim nyansa paa, yɛwɔ nimdeɛ. Enti no sɛ woyɛ bɛrima na sɛ wo ho kafoɔ ɔbaa animdeɛ no ɛwɔ animu senwa, you should not feel limited. Ɛno kura mpo na yɛsɛ wobɔ wo ho mmɔden na wosua biribi firi wo ho kafoɔ hɔ. Obi wɔ hɔ nom a wotimi sua adeɛ to the point na ɔbɛsɔpaase ne ho kafoɔ no. But sɛ woyɛ bɛrima na ne ho kafoɔ te na da bia wo de ahyɛ otiri mu sɛ ɔbaa deɛ me yere wontimi nkasa nkyerɛ me a, you in big trouble. You are going to destroy your own relationship, your own marriage, and then at the end, you go and blame it on your wife. Say, because my wife don't understand me. Of course, your wife is not going to understand you because you know what? You don't have sense. Your basic fundamental sense is not functional. You need to be able to take things that are not favorable and things that are favorable, and you work the ones that are not unfavorable, and then you pat yourself for the favorable one. Nipa yeti wanom no obi ani wanom a wɔyɛ perfect. Obi obeka kyerɛ sɛ ɔyɛ perfect bia nipa na ɔnka nokre. We make mistakes. Sometimes the way we talk, we may say something, we may use a word that may not go well. But that doesn't mean say you can go back and revert back to that, right? And make it right. Apologize. Say you're sorry. Because if I tell my husband, if I say something and it does not come out right, and I tell my husband, say, I'm sorry. When I go outside, the sorry is not going to be on my forehead. Nobody is going to know. Say, I just told my husband I'm sorry. Or you just told your wife you're sorry. Some of us, we bring our own business outside. And then when people like take hold of it and talk about it now, we start complaining. Stop acting like, stop being, let me use the right correct English. Stop making it, or stop making yourself a victim, whereas you are not a victim. You creating your own problem. Obi anya wohwe one na wo enuoma enkoye nyina no eye wusuban a wahia. Wusuban a wo se won sesa no e na ama enuoma enkoye, because wo se wo pene saa ya mfa ntetew na pene saa ne ya mfa ntetew na wo hu kafo nso so no de ompene saa ye de tete no enti no ope enkoso a adenti na wo ye nuoma to hold wo hu kafo back. Pese wo evolve a, why must you bring your partner down? You shouldn't. Says, do we want to learn though? I wonder. That's one of the main issues. Well, your community, in society, the struggles, the challenges, the difficulties in our community and society that we struggle with. And they say majority of us don't want to learn, especially if we have a woman speaking now. Even though she's making sense now, they don't want to listen, because some men feel say a woman do not have that much wisdom to educate them. If you have too much wax in your ears now, you need to clean it. Put drops in there and clean it, and make sure that some of the information coming, you keep it. At least take one of them and work on yourself. Everything starts on us. We cannot expect other people to fix us. We have to fix ourselves. So let me go back to with my experience this past weekend. Like, I have a right to my own opinion. You have a right for your own opinion. Just because your opinion and my opinion do not line up, it's not, you don't agree with me and I don't agree with you now, it doesn't mean say either one of us are wrong. You speaking from your level of understanding and intelligence, and I'm speaking from my level of understanding and intelligence. And sometimes, we have a lot of like male ignorant males or like, narcissist male, when a woman says something that they want to come and tell me what I should say, how I should say it, and that's it. The world does not work that way. I mean, God gave us mouth to speak. And my brain, because I don't want my brain to shrink, I'm learning from different people on different platforms and also sharing my knowledge every now and then whenever I get the opportunity to do so. So I was asked a question: if my partner fornicates, would I stay with my partner, forgive my partner, and stay with my partner? That's one of my pet peeves. Before my partner and I got married, we sat and have conversation about it, and we did have a conversation about fornication. And my partner knows where I stand when it comes to fornication. My partner and I have developed respect for one another, and we each respect ourselves. And I say this at times: relationship and marriages consist of two people. Two. So in order for a third person to come in there, it's either me, myself, and I allow a third person to come into our marriage by me going to the third person and telling the third person that my marriage is not going well, the things my husband is not doing well, to make my husband look like the bad guy, or talking to my family, bad mouthing my husband to my family. I'm the one who is creating that environment. It has nothing to do with my husband. And the fact that things are not going well in my marriage, and I'm not able to have the wisdom and the knowledge to have effective communication with my husband or confront a situation in non-aggressive way, I am not dealing with the situation with my intelligence. I'm foolishly setting myself up for failure. And the same thing will go with my husband. If I'm doing something that he does not like, or he's going out to talk to his friends and family about something that we're struggling with within our marital home, everything he's doing is on him. It's not on me, because he's the one choosing not to have a conversation with me, a dialogue, a productive dialogue with me, for us to figure out how we can resolve whatever problems is going within our marriage. And if he go outside the relationship and fornicate, he's the person that brought the third person into our marriage. It wasn't me. So I shouldn't be blamed for that. I'm going to hold him accountable, and he's going to have to take responsibility, because I'm not going to be taking responsibility for his unwise decision, and he shouldn't take responsibilities of my unwise decision. What is going on with most of our men is that when they messed up, when they don't do the right thing, instead of taking accountability and responsibility, as Sister Yabo's on it will tell you, they don't want to do that. They want to come and play the victim role, right? For people to empathize with them, and then we go into the culture and the tradition. Well, our culture allow us, to have more than one wives. because we practice polygamy. That's one of the excuses and the reasons, right? But yet you have this men who are incapable of being married to two women because they're not financially fit or financially stable to have two wives. Yet they talk about what our culture allows them to do. So they will have a side chick, right? Having a side chick is something that is a norm. So women should accept that and live with the man who has no respect for himself and for his marital partner. We need to just settle with that. I don't settle for less. And I don't expect my husband to settle for less. And you should not need to settle for less. A lot of people in our society community are pacifying our men. You know, they never do wrong. If their parents did not embed in them principles or morals, values, or whatsoever, it's not my job to do that. You a grown man. My husband is not my firstborn. He's my husband, my mate, my partner, equal partner. So everything he wants to hold me accountable, he also needs to hold himself accountable. We cannot pacify you men. Okay? If you want us to pacify you, you need to pacify us as well. What you asking from me, you need to reflect the same thing also for me. Also, I can't give and then nothing comes in my way. Don't set high expectation for me, whereas you cannot do the same thing. What you asking me, you need to do the same thing. As simple as that. But a lot of people don't get it. Women this, woman that, woman, like, excuse me? So we a bad man. Women, we are your helper. Obuafo. Na obi a yeye obuafo no, eye den. Ena wodi bibia pese wodi to ye mma so. Oba na yeso yese. Oba na yeso yese. Mo mema no, mama yenye responsibilities. Die eye se yenye. Ban yenye kasa muntie. Wadamfo kasa kyerɛ wa wobɛtie. Abɔntisu ni kasa kyerɛ wa wobɛtie. Ba wɔba na wone ne da mpa mu na mudi mo ho ɛyɛ deɛ mo bɛyɛ no. Ɔno kasa a wontie because ɔyɛ ɔbaa. Na wo asa woyɛ bɛrima na wowɔ nimdeɛ, wowɔ nyansa. Na wotena ase dwen ho a, does it make sense to you? Nipa na wone ne bɔ bra no. Wɔkasa a wo se ono no wuntie no ba obi o wa abonten de obeba akotie no na nipa na o wa abonten na akotie no woni na ebo bra wo fie ho no. We make each other worse than it's supposed to be, right? Or worse than they are. But we don't want to take responsibilities. Ray, my handsome son, welcome. And Ray, listen well. You don't want to listen to the person you having sex with, you making love to, you having quickies, you having children with. You don't want to listen to her, but you want to listen to everybody with the exception of her. Oba na one neighbor bra no ntie no. Ba wo pese oba ni momuti o. Esan se wo na wa adwen mu do, wo na wo nyansa. Oba ni do oni nyansa. Be me nyansafo bia tie ne ho kafo asem. Because ye mu bia ni ho no mo ware ne tamfo. Ba ye mu bebre ye be ye tamfo. Esan se ebi mu ebi no. So, I share my opinion, which I have every right to do so. on Friday. But I have some men telling me, say, because they say I'm choosing to walk away for my mental health. If and when my partner betrays me, I have some men telling me, say, if I'm choosing to walk away now, then I haven't forgiven, or I don't know love. Who are you to tell me what love is? Do you know what love is? How do you love someone? If you love someone, what are some of the things that you would do when you love someone as a man or as a woman? Please drop your comments down. If you're a woman or a man and you love your wife or husband, respect. You respect one another. You value each other. You care for each other, each other's feeling. You care for them. You will pamper your partner. You will spend quality time with your partner. You will laugh with your partner, dance with your partner, watch programs with your partner, listen to different type of music with your partner. Think with your partner with ideas instead of gossiping and lying. You are honest with your partner. You pick each other's brain to see what the two of you can build together. Teamwork. You are transparent. You appreciate every little thing your partner does for you. You compromise with things that are important that will add to both your life. You will support each other financially, emotionally, whatsoever. You will support your partner. You will not judge, and your wording, the words that you will use for with your partner, you will think twice before you act once. Having dialogue is not easy if you don't know how to start a conversation. Learn how to start a conversation. Practice makes you perfect. Talk to yourself in the mirror. How you can start a conversation. Hello. Hi, how are you? Oh, okay. Hey, what's up? Like when you're talking to friends, trying to get into conversation. Oh no, that's like someone that you like really cool with. So like with your husband, well, or wife, what do you call them? By name, or you say honey, darling, whatsoever, may I speak to you? Like, I've been thinking about a couple things and I want to run that by you, right? So like you just have to find ways and means and talk to your partner, engage them, just write down all the important stuff so you know exactly what you're going to talk to them about. You don't and you make it short and simple, right? You don't just do it too much, for them to also be able to have better understanding, ask questions. Okay, what do you think about it? Like, I want to start my own business, but I need X, Y, and Z. What do you think about that? Or how do you think I should go about it? Right? Talk with one another. Be respectful. Love one another. Sister Yafola Tura said, you won't cheat on them because you respect them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our author Sister Yafola Tura. When you respect your partner, you will never fornicate. You will have self-control. I mean, like, we have noble men, in our midst, within our society, because they respect their wives, and they choosing not to do that. It's a choice. People who go outside their marriages, it's a choice. And it's not just the men. You have some wives, some women who goes outside their marriages. Instead of having constructive conversation with their men, their husbands, their partners, regarding some of the things that are not going right. A lot of couples do not have sexual activities conversation because some of the women, they kind of like shy or feel oppressed, suppressed because of something that the husband said to them. Because you do have some men, when you talk about sex, they will tell you, say, you are spoiled, you speaking like a prostitute. How can you speak to your wife in such manner? Because what said though, we are too. You don't do that. You don't talk like that. Like anyhow. And then you come and turn around and say, oh, me yiri mami ni no. O yiri ma wunni na de na wunti de na wunye. E wo side into na yiri man wunni no. You cry foreplay cry, you don't know how to do it. Right? So if you don't know how to do foreplay, how to kiss your wife, how to massage her, how to caress her, and you don't know nothing, or you may have bad hygiene. The woman may have bad hygiene. You, the husband, may have bad hygiene. You don't know how to wash your behind. All that plays part in that, romance, intimacy, and so forth. There are things that you have to learn. So if you were not taught to be certain way, you need to learn how to. Don't just leave it as it is. You cannot have one track mind. You need to be able to expand your thinking. Be a critical thinker, right? Honesty is something that a lot of couples don't have between them. Trust is something that a lot of partners have broken the trust that they spend years to build, but they destroy it within a matter of seconds. If I don't trust you, nothing's gonna happen. We're not moving anywhere. I need to be able to trust you in order for us to evolve. When you go to the psychiatric ward, which gender you see the most? And for the females, if you talk to them or talk to family members to find out how they end up there now, it will come back to their partner, something happening with their partner, either financially, emotionally, physically, sexually assaulted, molested, rape, and so many other things that's happening. So I was told to say, because it said I'm choosing to walk away. I don't love my partner. If something is to happen, I will choose to walk away. Some of the men was telling, it came on to say, if I'm saying that now, then I don't love my partner. I don't know what love is. And, and some even said, then I have not forgiven my partner. You can't tell me how I should feel, and you cannot put words in my mouth. When someone's speaking out, listen and listen carefully. Don't put words in people's mouth. That's your thinking. If you thinking in such manner, so then you don't understand anything that I said. If you ask questions, I will explain it. I will emphasize it for you. If you want me to come on your level, I will do that and explain myself. But decisions that I make on my personal level is my decision. Societal has nothing. They have nothing whatsoever in my decision making, in my marriages, my work, whatever. I make decisions based on how I feel and the knowledge that I have, what will benefit me. Everybody, me, I want peace of mind. So one cannot tell me what I can and what I cannot do. That's me. I do what makes me happy. So people ask you what love is, or like, how can you express your love? It's annoying and so ignorant when you have to deal with so many narcissists in our society. They want to control and have power over you. Even one of the guy came on and he said, there needs to be some type of boundary set. Whereas he said, people living in abroad, the men living in abroad, they need to restrict their women from making money. And when they restrict their women from making money now, that will give them control and be able to get what they desire. Are you kidding me? Not your need. What you want, because of what you want, and that was his big idea. Can you believe it? Send me Adwoa me me. We say who said the obe can be a mefa. Na ni obe kanu so enye nyansasem a who send me Adwoa mefa. Enti uma me nya adwuma. Na me nya sika. Sani ebe ya wa drink it one ewo otiri mu no. Eno na wo beka me mefa. Esa asese wo kana manfa. I don't have any financial means to take care of myself, right? So I have to pacify you and kiss your behind. Yeah, Radinyami Yehovah. Sometimes, it's serious. So, baby sister, welcome. So, Sister Yafa that said, the word for what happened, you were muzzled. Adwoa, they would not allow you to speak your truth. Sister, yeah, like, I just don't know. Like, I was like, okay, if you ask me a question and I'm answering your question, and because how I'm answering the question, it doesn't favor you or you don't like it now, why interrupt me? You keep cutting me off or asking question within the question, right? Let me land. Let me explain where I'm coming from, or let me finish sharing my views, and then you can bring the next question. And that happens a lot. I mean, when I'm on my platform, nobody can, muffle things, or muscle things in my mouth. I will speak freely, right? So I make my points, bam, 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 and then we move on. Let people speak their truth. If you are with your wife and your wife is wise, that is even a plus for you as a husband. Utilize it. Shia bibi free wo ho ka for ho. Na be ma nyansafo Bema nyansani and meme nyansafo, maminka ni ye, bema nyansani and I say meme nyansafo, and no mutie or moyere no myself. Or bema be or will nim savings, needing nim savings, by a dream pony, and when it trimuntino, or just say, what in the sika besi or ban, or baby will also nim sikesi, niku nim sikesi, I dream boninti, or in just all my bema knew who cry. We are like, I just don't even know. Some like we creating problems after problems, and yet we blame our partners. What of you? Do you do self-assessment? How many times a year? Twice a year? 4 times a year? Every 3 months you do self-assessment, or every 6 months you do self-assessment, or every year, 1 time a year? Within a year, a woman, a man, a mother, a father, a wife, a husband, a child, the youth, you need to do self-assessment. Check yourself. Identify your strongholds and your strength to figure out what will benefit you more. Do something about it. Don't expect people to fix you, because nobody can fix you aside from yourself. And you need to allow women to speak their mind. If you don't want to listen, that's your problem. That's why most of you are still struggling, and most of you are where you are. For over 10 years, you're not growing because you like the way you are. You were not taught like that. We put you in a box and you're using one corner, whereas you have 3 other corners. And you blaming your wife. Chai. Chriscross Mensah says, what does love have to do with cheating? Oh, sister. Baby sister, ask again. Ask again. Because I told them straight up, me, I don't condone foolishness. And if you don't have self-control now, and you don't want to learn self-control now, that's not my case. You can speak to my backside. That's your problem to worry about. I don't have to carry your problem, because I have problems too. So why should I carry my husband's problem or somebody else's problem? Society, they're not going to, in community, they're not going to come and save me when I'm struggling. I have to deal it on my own. So society cannot tell me what I can do, what I cannot do. If you want to follow culture, but then don't go and get a side chick. Marry 2 women and let's see if you can survive. Oh, Chriscross Mensah, my baby sister, said, what does love have to do with cheating? I am confused. Doesn't the Bible say that a marriage can be broken on the basis of adultery? I choose not to suffocate myself in a marriage where trust has been broken due to the selfish deeds of one's desires, to satisfy their urges of the flesh. I can't think far. Hold on. I can't think far. You see, I'm 110% supportive of what you say, baby sister. Bam, 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 and bam. Not to satisfy his needs, his desires. If you don't have sex now, you will survive. You will not die. If you have blue balls, you will survive. You will not die. Have cold shower. Know how to massage and exercise your private area. You'll be fine. You don't have to go and masturbate too. I'm not asking you to go masturbate. So don't get my thing confused. I'm putting that out there because some people, they lack of knowledge. When you say something now, they're going to put words in your mouth. Because me, Adwoa, if you put words in my mouth now, I will explain myself and I'll put you on the spot. You can apologize. We're having conversation. We're having discussion. So you can be part of that discussion. You can choose to be part of it. I have my WhatsApp number displaying, so you can call the WhatsApp number to share your views. You can ask me to share, send the list, the link, and you can come and also talk about it. You know, you can share your views. I like hearing different aspects of things, right? But the truth is only one, and the truth is hard to handle. And people don't want to hear the truth. That's one of the problems. And you know, to say, what my sister say, what say then? Say, won't me share with Hosono. Aya then, if I were done who saying, say, won't me show Hoswa, and no, if I were done who be. Say, who call foul bar for fra, and answer bear my fra, and no, if I were done who be. Also, on Tiasia, eh? I am me. Bible no nso aka to mu se wo ho kafo efa wachi a utimi ejai no enti se wo ho kafo afa wachi na wo se wontimi ne ntena wontimi nka nkyere me se mintimi nya saa emani bi se ne woni ni ku abre na ejapade o manya no won firi ho na oba afoforo mefa mimi ma ware mu for ejapade o. I'm not in my marriage for ejapade because ejapade mi wu a me mfa nkwhye adaka menemu enkwhye 6 feet under. When I die, I'm not bringing my property into underground. Somebody else is going to sit in my property. If I build a house, somebody else is going to sit in that house, take a dump, fart, eat, do whatever, while I'm 6 feet under. So why must I say my sister the way she used? Why must we suffocate ourselves, suffer small inside there, and then die? You think if you die of today, your wife or your husband is going to stay single forever? They're not going to have someone come and enjoy that soccer pim pim. Eh? Who feel so we and answer who when free we are saying now who didn't who bekai woody a woody no ni refi kura is gone. That's in the past. I'm not taking anybody stress. So I can't take anybody's stress. So if men, you cannot learn to control yourself, wouldn't mean show who swat and ya me or ban me case for me to fix you, because I cannot fix you. You have to fix yourself. If you do not have self-control now, you have to learn how to control your urges. Sister, yeah, respond to Chriscross, Mensah. It was disturbing to listen. I was so triggered. Chai. You know, like when I was on the program, the only person, the one person that came to mind that I knew was not sleeping because we're 2 hours ahead of her, them was Sister Ya for that. I text her, I sent her a voice note. I was like, Sister Ya, this is what's happening. And I gave her some pointers, to let her know what's happening. And I saw her come on it. And I was like, oh my God. Because I needed someone that I know have the same, like similar trade of thought, knowledge, the wisdom that I have, the similarities, because I mean, you can't force me to accept nonsense. I'm not doing that. Some people will be like, that's harsh. No, it's not. My parents taught me well. They taught myself, my siblings, and people that are closer to us. They know. Like you see how my baby sister talk, right? We all the same way, but we have some other personality now. It's, to differentiate between us and our physique, we can differentiate ourselves with that. But don't allow people to limit you to settle for something that's not going to be beneficial. Me Adwoa or me mother because of Bermenti. I have learned to love me. I have learned to love my husband. I have learned to love people around me. But I'll be damned to lose my mind because I'm giving someone my power to control me, because they say you can't handle my open mindset. You cannot handle my opinion. I'm extrovert. So if you can't handle that now, that's on you. Brother Vasco, Brother Vasco. Abrabo Mu Nsem saying, I hope so won't tell you. Chriscross Mensah, thank you, says. Oh, you see you. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7 says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing. The wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, but not foolishness. Love does not endure foolishness. Nti sɛ woyɛ bɛrima anaasɛ woyɛ ɔbaa na wo no wontimi nhyɛ wo ho so na wo se wo ho kafoɔ ɛmfa ne tɔnga ma wo anaasɛ wo ku ntimi nni wo yie nti wobɛma obi foforɔ akɔdi wo a ɛno no yɛ wo case o. Nti wo ku anaasɛ wo yere no, they don't have to stay with you if they don't want to, and it cannot be forced upon them because society says so. What of your children? Somebody will say when you leave your husband now and also your wife now, the children will suffer. Yes. When you stay in a relationship or a marriage that the trust has been broken, it will not benefit your children, because the things, the argument, the back and forth, the way, the environment that the both of you will create, will not be healthy for your children. There's going to be too much hostility, resentment within that marital home. So don't tell me, sometimes, there are situations now, depending how things are, staying in a broken marriage will not benefit your children. Leaving a marriage, depending how the breakup comes, if there is not, if there was no effective communication, understanding, coming to a common ground with understanding for the both of you to co-parent your children, things that happen to break the two of you up has nothing to do with your children. So don't go and cheat and ask me to stay with you because you say our society allows polygamy, right? Before you went and enter somebody's vagina, did you think about not breaking up the family? I didn't break up the family. Women don't break up the family. Mostly men breaks up the marriage. Because when you choose to go and lie on top of somebody else, that's when all hell breaks loose, right? Because some women, they're not going to pacify you. So don't think that every woman is the same. We're not all the same. My parents did not raise a fool. I'm not a fool. A lot of parents raise a strong, hardworking, caring, loving, supportive, and so forth, daughters. And if you can't handle it, then start learning. You have to start learning how to certify yourself and your partner within your marital home. What you don't know, you learn to make it better, right? Don't expect somebody else to come and make it better for you. And then you have people tell you, say, oh, if you leave your husband and you go and find somebody else, that person will be the same way. Some women get divorced, some men get divorced, and they don't marry again because they're done. So is that supposed to be something to hold a person back? My mind is not that limited though. I don't lack of knowledge. And a lot of women don't lack of knowledge. So like, the excuses, reasons, and blaming game, it doesn't work for me. A lot of people don't, a lot of couples are not developing because they always coming up with excuses, reasons, and blaming game. You go and cheat, it's your own doing. You undid your marriage, not the woman. Whoever cheats, they. Oh, okay, baby sister. Let me send the link. Okay. Okay. Let me send the link. Okay. Okay. Send. Send. Okay. Send. Okay. There's the link. Okay, baby sister, I'm sending you the link. All right. Check your regular text message. I send you the link. Sister Ayafola Tubra said, you are a woman. How can you forget your place, Adwoa? I'm telling you, sis. I know I can never forget to. But it's most times, like when you are outspoken, people, they think negative stuff towards you. But that's okay. I'm not going to have society, society can label you, society can talk ill of you, but you shouldn't settle for that. Hi, baby sister.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Just tired, getting ready to sleep, and you
Oh,
you
okay.
disturbing me with this.
Oh my goodness gracious. I apologize. But today it's been pressing on me, so I had to come live today. So what triggered you to come on today?
Where did me a chair for? I mean, what triggered me is I just don't understand the difference between love and cheating, because I know, say, if you love somebody, you're not going to do anything that will harm that person, hurt that person. You won't do anything that will put that person in a situation where that person will feel emotional pain.
That's right.
And cheating, I mean, cheating is for boyfriend and girlfriends, not a marriage. You understand? So if I'm married, I'm just use myself as an example. I'm the type of person, when I get myself into a situation, if I say this is the person I'm gonna stay with, that's it for me.
That's right.
I'm not looking anywhere else unless we spoke and said, okay, we're just having a fling, and then after the fling, everybody else will go do whatever they want, or through the fling, we're looking for somebody. But
Well,
here's the case where I came into marriage, and I came by myself, you came by yourself, and then we've built this trust that I trust you, you trust me. And then at the end of the day, you go and you break that trust. It's very hard to build trust in marriage, especially when both of you are coming from two different backgrounds.
that's right.
One thing I just don't understand is that African culture,
Mm-hmm.
they have this mentality that everywhere they go with this culture thing. And this culture thing is just something that they just use. It is just something that they use as a tool
Defense
to
mechanism.
to to um to keep women or men in their place.
Mm-hmm.
Me my dear back when they say, for the fact of the being in Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
because Ghana na oba na onye juma wanko school. Sika a wɔgye enye sika ahibia. Bɛrima na ne provide ye bibia enti deɛ bɛrima ne bɛka no, that's what goes, because onim sɛ sɛ bɛrima ne gya ne na ɔkɔfa obi a na oni obi a obetumi ayɛ bibi de ama no.
No,
But
correct.
here in our situation, we live in a whole different environment.
That's
The
right.
environment we live in is mako school,
Mm-hmm.
mikuta me nsa no adwuma,
Yeah.
mikunkuta ne nsa no adwuma.
Mm-hmm.
We pay bills, we
Yeah.
share accordingly to each other. Ebi wɔ hɔ koraa mpo a ɔbaa ne tua more than bɛrima no.
Correct.
Secondly, aduane tɔ ne ho mfrɔ ba.
Mm-hmm.
Ɛyɛ ka. This is the job of a woman.
That's
Ɔbaa fa to ne ho so ɔyɛ.
mm-hmm.
Ansa na efie nneɛma nso no, ɔde ato ne ho do ayɛ. Here no, we share things. Nti obi a share things no, and we are going through things that we are married. Na say, if what's it or you were to coin into wako and you have these sexual urges and you went and you satisfied yourself. Okay, good that you satisfy yourself, but what satisfies you or self or no? Did you even think about the person you or satisfy or with the no? What I say, or you're healthy and now on you're healthy.
Yeah, you bring in a disease.
Putting that aside, there's syphilis, STDs, baby, and in Tokyo, and Kofoto to money.
No, correct.
Opa ko TB, Tigali, gonorrhea, now the Ababa besame. For what reason? Now, for me, now, me baby, now, me, who are doing me, banma babe, just some sexual urges, a few honoma. I'm coming down with gonorrhea where it comes to the point, say, me call UTI, me call Jones, and I'm me. Why should I go through that kind of stress? Because it said you have this sexual urge. Me, no, for the fact of the reason, me could answer me better, and I told them how I am. Me, you'll be I don't deal with foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
If you say me better now, fine. I have nowhere to go. Me no better now. But for the fact of the reason, modern ba me bomb home modern na and empire me bomb na say na so say you have seen somebody who is better than me and you want to live with that person and I say you want to go satisfy your sexual urges there, then I'll tell you to keep that person because me, by the time you come, I have already packed my bag and I'm ready to go. Because me no, I understand the Bible. I read the Bible. Me to me Bible na me can say.
No,
What you
correct.
say?
Mm-hmm.
Bible ne say or say so onyo or you who ka for kobo adwaman a wo ho kwan say de wo pen wo betimi either say wo begya no ana say wo de chene wi a wo besan so ne natena.
Mm-hmm.
Che de me de achew so wafom because enipa bia efom mistake it me ba. But me de make sure said that mistake ne enye mistake a e was say mitimi demu because for the fact of the reason no
it's a choice.
It was a choice you made.
Mm-hmm.
What you say? What's now say now what dream?
Mm-hmm.
25 years of marriage, you don't care anymore. 10 years of marriage, you don't care anymore, and you want to satisfy your urges just for 2 seconds or 5 seconds. Now you're just gonna get that hiribaba akonono. And I'm supposed to sit back and suffer because you enjoyed yourself. Me na me metena se na me drink. Me na me metena se na afe oho kra anya makono bim. That's just the fact. For the fact is that would wako pie obi huno. I would no matter how many times I would seminar need do be jale huno. I have no more respect for you as my husband. Because the abebane say, me the achawo de, because you can say, facha de or yifu timu de, jamanen de ho, but yifu timu de ni ho. What you say? At the enemy to me, you free me trim. After na me bedroom say, dear pan, na me ye me coin to me, every machi, aqua ye bibi to say, and then I'm gonna end up with emotional trauma.
No,
So me dealing with that. Then I'm going to go insane and mad. America, there's a lot of stress. So if there's a lot of stress, now why would I want to take on more stress? Because it says somebody is enjoying themselves. When you saw quite no soon, ne home ban and yes soon and no soon, and ni na ni aje. Why I say what's a mina mimi besu? Why should I cry? When you were enjoying yourself, you were laughing. Why should I cry? So I will never cry for men. That's
Most
just me.
definitely. I mean, I
I
think
will
that's
never
what
cry
a
for
lot of
men.
people. I think a lot of men are expecting women to cry over them. You know, I mean, they go and screw up and they blame it on women, their partners, right? But what is your thought about the guy who says, for people who live in abroad, you know, he thinks that the men should restrict the women from making money. That's how they will be able to control and, you know, have power over them.
And that person who said that, where does he live?
I don't know where he lives, but I mean, when he said, I said to myself in my head, wow, that's the best you can come up with. That's
because there's no sensible person who lives in America and is intelligent will say something ridiculous like that.
That's right.
Restrict the woman. How can you restrict me? I'm not your property. You haven't bought me. How can you restrict me? Are you going to restrict me on the bed, put handcuffs on me, and not let me go anywhere? How can you restrict a woman from doing her job? When that woman you are restricting from, no, ebi crampo no pay a dina utimuno. The house that you live in, she pays for it. Car now with them now with the corner, she pays for it.
No, correct.
It belongs to this woman. How can you restrict her?
Prevent, you know, because he says, of course, a man almost independent, you know, right?
I don't have money. Do I have money?
No.
I don't have money. Lack of knowledge is I don't know how to answer this because I have been independent all my life.
That's right.
And you, my sister, you know that.
Yeah.
From childhood. You understand? I have come to the point where I had nothing and I had kids to take care of. I don't care about what I'm gonna eat. What I care is how am I gonna get something for my kids. And see, if I have to bust my butt off to go sell pure water or ice water for my kids to have something to eat in the evening, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You understand? And see, maybe for the fact maybe I've been independent for a long time, maybe I don't see the reasons that I should rely on men or rely on my husband. Though I rely on my husband is a good husband. He does a lot of things for me, but I don't rely completely on him for him to go ahead and he needs to take care of himself. Take care of yourself, take care of your kids. I'll take care of myself. I'll take care of my kids. Whatever you can do. Whatever I can do, I will do. But and can't me say because I say, oh, yeah, polygamy. You want to restrict me. Restrict me how? How would you restrict me? That would be very funny because it came to a point to say, no, oh, yeah, Bema now so you're tough. Now so you're dear. Buaba, na mismin buaba. And kase, ubeshimi. kasa ye hwe ho men kasa wo be hwe mi o ye hwe ho. This is my mentality. If you are a man, why do you say don't sabe come here? Be ready, because me no, I can also stand.
You do to me, I do to you.
Whatever you do to me, me no, because I know say you are a man. If I feel say you are big, tall, and bigger than me, no, I will make sure whatever I pick up is very heavy. Once you come down, no, you will be on my same level, and me and you.
Sister, I have for that to say. Why do women in our society feel they have to endure and not enjoy marriage? So annoying. I mean, like, I just don't understand. And you know, Fridays, so there are some women now, they agree with the men, you know, and some of them are mostly for and that's
the reason why we die so quick. That's the reason why I say you won't tell no, because they say only be man na bread. No before for ababidi. Okay, fine. Many be man na bread. God knows. God is my witness. I will leave it. Me the amount, but me the amount no. I'm not just going just like that. I didn't think that yes, there's a fervent prayer. Fervent prayer wo he o Christo ni say waja manaka. Now they're diniboni. There's so many quotations in the Bible. Or Bible tinya kwa tenase wa boni ho adeja, because Bible no omo mani bre wo Bible, what do? They go naked. Omo front to matuntum. And to matuntum for what reason? Omo wa yiem.
Yeah, that's a
yiem. Omo wa yiem. So if you said 25 years, so you want me to stay in there and die so you could have everything to yourself and be free of it because I was too stupid not to move on. I will leave you. Whatever you want to take. Take the money, take whatever you have. Because I'm not a fool to save my money together.
That's right.
Your savings cut together, cry. I still have my stash somewhere. Because that stash belongs to me. And it has my name on it. And for the fact of the reason, beneficiaries are my kids. They're not my husband's. I tell my husband, I tell him, the beneficiary is for my kids. Your name is not on it. Sorry to tell you, but I'm letting you know. That's the truth of the fact. Major the amount. But I want to say, so.
No crap, but maybe but you beneficiary, no, say woman, the high percentage now. But you not say, Sebi, wouldn't want no ma, and crown the best of her because, like, on man and in Conqualan, now man be a basa.
Me, for the fact of the reason, I have not done a beneficiary where my husband is the next in king. It's either 25% for my husband, the 75% goes to my kids.
Well,
because that's my money.
You know, I split it up. Me too. I split it up. You know, like, you know, you have 30, 35, 35, or like, you know, 20, 40, and 40.
I let my husband know because I don't save in one bank. There's a bank that I save at, and I have that one. I have my husband as the head over there. You understand? I have him, the beneficiary, as on top. But the other savings that I started, excluding the kids out, that savings, that's my savings. And that one, I get to choose what I want to do with it.
That's right.
And the percentage I want to give anybody. And when I do give the percentage, I do let him know this is the percentage that I'm giving to you, just in case if I do leave before you leave, the only percentage you are getting is 25. The rest is for my kids.
Yeah, But I think say ebi mu a year ma I think say entiasie no ebi wo hono ma entiasie no na eni hono. Esan say obi wo hono mo say eni kwan say wo ma edie keke etiti wuni wuku ntem because say wuku krampo no almost say etwekro eku nkote. But the saying is say etwekom eku nkote. But almost say etwekro kum eku nkote na say na etwekom kum nkote nso de anakote kro nso kum nkote. Odi ansem hu no.
Isa etwekro asem na wo kan krampo no it's a lie. Etwekro esi den kum kote.
I was saying that because
No. Send etwekro kum kote de na sen ka ye ma menem ne ye papa no mo atena for 50 years de zen ka se de omo yi ni kodwo ne to.
And I know, but
Atie twokra jiegu da.
I know
What you say? Obi pene boni e dia.
I know
Na
forming the terms.
ebi ne Bible mu asem obi wo hono ma wo say o Pedro so akọ say osoro boa de oboa ne ho. Ehin fa Bible mu na betimi a kire say sa quotation wo there's no quotation such as that so osoro boa de oboa ne ho. But because they say they want to do something out of their own selfish need they will always manipulate the truth. This
That's
is manipulating the truth. Etu pache se nyame na obo akro na obo be makro na osimu nyina mo mekambom na mo meye honam ba akono ono nyame ni nyansa ni nimdie mu no onimu nyansa se onim se Eve ade ya wode ma Adam yi ebeku na ade no he I don't think say he thought that far. Wait ensem hu keke no bi keka keke. This is just ensem hu ani papa ne keka. But me for the you know say me program way I wasn't really gonna come on, but
I know.
For the fact they say I will say love and cheating there's a wide difference inside because love and cheating and yet the same thing. And then if I so many not na kopim say no you miku na menene wo ma. Okay, fine. Ya wa bi wo hono ma mo jai enso mo hwe mo ma. There's that there wo me no ni asemo enye say me no be ku pupepepe ana me jin kolaya from some na. No. Take care of your kids. Take care of my because me no one thing they say me nyo bia manage what you say. But whenever say my husband, if you want it, I will give it to you. I don't have no problem with that. I will satisfy you the way you want me. Manage home, but I don't do it to say there.
Go crazy, send your mimi go crazy no.
Yeah, no, I'm not like you because you are. I don't know what to use. You, please. I can't talk about you because I don't know. I'm sorry, it's here for, but she's a pea.
I'm a freak.
She's a complete freak. I think she and my husband, they would have been a good match, but they came from wherever they came from. I don't know where they came from. But
Adwoa, you are special case. No pressure.
Yes, thank you. Special case, Ankasa. That's the best word to use because I don't know what word to use for her right now. If it was just me and her, I would know the word to use. But thank you. Because that word is very, very it's awesome. Special case. You are a special case.
Yeah, I like that too, Saya.
Yes.
To say, but you know what to say? I know say yenyina no bia esno de wani je hu so ahu ne meche no. But it's say na wo kan no, you not like refusing your husband.
No.
When he wants like spend time with you,
I will give it to him as much as he wants.
That's right. With sexual activities and things. So some of the things, I mean, you have compromised with a lot of things, you wouldn't have done in dating, in relationship, regular relationship. But as a man, being married, no, you have work on yourself, right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
we have people now. They say they were not taught like that. Like the way that they are.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not changing anything. And when it comes to relationship, and you have one partner who is not willing to change their ways or learn something new now, I mean that relationship is most likely to collapse. But then our society will victimize the woman. I mean, why? Ma, let me ask you one question, and then you can go off if you like. Why is it that our society does not teach, advise, and hold our most men who does wrong, who do wrong, accountable?
Come again with the question you said. Why does not? Who?
Why why our society do not hold most men who does wrong accountable for their own action, but instead they blame it on their partners, their female partners?
Well, speaking, are we speaking like in our culture, or are we speaking like in American culture?
Your culture, no, Ghana for.
Well, for our culture, the reason why they say is because they say they have put men on a pedestal
Mm-hmm.
in our culture.
Yeah.
Say bema dear or your bema. That's what they say. Oh, bema ye
Mm-hmm.
bema. Inti obetimi afa e ma dodo se den kra. Bibi anywhere beba bebo nanim.
And yes,
But
I
oba
can
dear,
be fiada pa, bema ye bema.
yes,
Me
but
me who
oba
bema
dear,
ye titia,
oh
the
your
bema
ba.
should say.
Hwe, oh your bema. Na se wo yere na se wuntimi nhwe na. Wonye bema. You are a
That's
woman.
right.
Because for the fact of a reason, Crampo, no, untimi nhwe wo yere. But what sounds so
Let
any
me
obi e
clear.
kwa akotwempena.
Uh-huh.
What sounds so new obi e kwa akotwempena. What makes you think is say empena no betimi ahwe no asa ahwe wo yere ka ho? Omo worry me no Bible ne say so or say the odima penny na we say odima the same thing e ma do odi so. So wuntimi enye sa. And then how worry because whatever you give to Bakono, you have to give to the other one.
Sam,
You
come
can't
on.
just give one to this one and give nothing to no one.
The
I
correct.
think he has sorry.
Sam,
Yeah,
come and share your views, right?
yeah, your culture no your bema, but bema. Na say obema ni nkonko duru baby a. Na say wuntimi nye wasedi a. I don't see the men that they are talking about say oh your bema.
Mm-hmm. No
Because
correct.
ya no limited no for the fact of the reason inti ema be brain so they agree with the men say was say because for you saying this Crampo, let me just put something out there. Recently, I had a conversation with
Sam,
my
I
dad,
sent you the link. Check your
and
text message. I
and
sent you the link.
he was stating that I that me your bar for na me your bar for no me ntade a me hyɛ no tight,
Hey,
and I
we
was
are
like,
calling for one time I was sending a tight, but who
yeah,
any journal?
I see. Sɛ manhwɛ yi a obi bɛgye me afi me kun nsɛm na me se me kun no he trusts me and I trust him. And ntadeɛ nso a mehyɛ no nso no me kun no ɔpɛ koro a ɔmusa no. That's something that he loves. Eh? Me ma obi nkɔhyɛ nkyɛn no wɔ abɔnten na n'ani nkɔyɛ ne kayiri bɔmbɔm. Me ma obi nkɔhyɛ nkyerɛ no na wɔnkɔhu na wɔmfa ne dua ne nkotua baabi a ɛnsɛ sɛ yɛde kotua. So I will wear it and show it to him.
And
The
then
beya ọkọ abọnten na okohu so obi sha obi say every time so ohun so obi say oh my wife have a bigger butt than that. oh, my wife look more better in this way.
And then your family affair, oh, y'all.
Maka assembly me to minti na ama life by force.
Assembly to two. Assembly to two.
Okay, assembly anya me de ba akokra da do am do.
Assembly na anya de.
Me do me don't here say me 2 life number correct.
Yeah.
Answer na be di do.
Yeah,
correct. Assembly say Bema ontimi hwe oba no onye de.
Onye bema.
Me pa cho sa asem.
Me se bema ontimi hwe na yire.
Sa asem na yetete asem.
Bema ontimi hwe na yire.
What way?
Onye bema. Ontimi hwe wo yire.
Emani bi kura na hwe umki. It is asem no de mpa cho enka bi umkra. So una hu bi da de ne mpa cho forget it. Enka bi kura da. Minimum baby. Oh, there be and no near the measure bema. And no na yen Ghana for no binum no. Yeah, mistake. Tie ya butrenati as I'm American.
Yeah,
and no na Ghana for no bin a mistake and say bema sabe. Bema be okro ye juma ba ni sika samu nje da enkoyisa. Entie and no tin so ba ni sika wo soro kakra of the bema no half of a bema. No.
Okay.
Enye scan ye de measure bema. And enye scan ye de measure oba. There was situation whereby oba no ensem ye kakra che bema. And no nti bema no the bema so mafo. So odo no entiase e na ye adwen. Se ne bema bi timi ko ware oba oba no be mfie dukura dunum kura na oba no nya adwuma da so bema no complain da. Ba de mo be nyeska na be ma adwuma nsai duduo na minka so mu nyina duduo na ombe ye ma ye hu se be ma ye ogina hui be ma 10 grams ye be ma jan zade ato ye be ma fa no edi mpacho so tem na kan na de ma expect cross be fi ulay bu kura na abeto internet so mpacho en kabida
na ya semetia
well
se be ma disika ne be ma because all that sukita kote
enye ne be ma sem na meka ye ka so bi be ma eno nkyerese sabi edua eda ne nantem be ma ye be ma enti ne mpanimfo se be ma na keto anim
and I can say but say ne be ma because be ma ontimi nhwe ne yire ene ne ma. How is that person
that's enye mema nyina ehwe no levels, right?
Yeah.
You will be financially no ontimi ehwe ne yire. Right? And so over no na bia ono no prepare nkra di o mako school. Ono na oye nkra hu nyoma se de be ya bibia mbesi oba na pam na oba no be timi afukọ on adwuma esese oye so bua wo kwa bi so ono nso ne be ma no eno no
wait a minute be ma oh yeah trespassing aba medium relax. Let me say no you are trespassing hey yeah too let me just say something because every na come person me can be na my sister can be
okay
so let me just take it from there because I would say bema me say bema ontimi nhwe ne yire enye bema but wo kasa na de meti any sika afem and I wasn't speaking in money terms.
Oh hey you
kasa obi ye bema
me pacho kasa
let me finish
na ke se ka usisu dua
because I wasn't finished and you came on so let me finish.
That's it.
Finish
Sika femu de me o ye bema na woni sika. That's not what I'm looking for. Because sika any de kwa ware then you will leave the marriage very quick because the moment as sika ne sign you too you will go. You'll be fed up with the marriage.
And right my online. No.
Yes, I would have went to that point. But the thing is that say the whole cafe bema ebi wo honma oni sika. Onim se na dwuma na o ye no. Enye ahibia but or support me cool, or just come more than me, right? At the same time, even don't call just come more than me, then call by home. I can convince some, I can convince some. I will miss off.
No
What he
credit.
has here, but he does laundry. He does the kids' laundry with my laundry with it. What he has here. Sabi you, my underwear is a crown is mixed inside of this laundry. What he has here. Okay, yes, I am away in I no bar. Adrian obetimi de siso. Edi amayen ne yedi. Whilst I'll be just relaxing on the couch. And on say me buna nimiti and I say I'm disrespecting or anyway. But the level of trust any or dam in me no
My building.
and sako and saba. There may be a honma onim said yeah. Or no oni sika but onim said yeah see me emesite na yere. Etu twene na ase ofi adwuma ba na yere bread onim said yere just casino. Or to twene yere na ase ema na yere ne honam baby tutu na otimi mia na ma onu agasa o mia na say na de ne solia.
O can for members say I'm a hand or I'm as you see me. A member be brave, I done a home massage therapist, and I'm talking. But me,
Omiemia wa na koja ki solia na ode no nso ama onu watimi ada what you say no unka say enye bema say the yaw kire mu say enye bema ne say ni dua etua ho because enka dua etua ho no modia ne nke beka so omo wo 9 feet no omo no mo ye bema omo mo 10 feet
bebre na so chin mema no bebre mema e say man
me busa question bia bema ya wa kire mu more right
na say ya bema na kire I was just only trying to let him know say he stopped me and called I we free estimate call home me one so he hasn't even asked me for my explanation but wow buy out because saying yeah bema ne sikasem no uwie so you are coming in my lane that you are coming into ne say what say or your boafo
what's
me and who say we bema because you are not a man because bema there I was say or you respect now so respect we get it back what I say obani was casting one as obani niska and me also me say e ma ye nyina na yo because o baby wo hono ma sika wo je no mbu ni kun won fa na nyehwe ma bema ne ndeda for man krampo no ntiatia no so krampo no still on fa ni kun enyehwe de oni ma ne say ni kun ye ne money bank ohia bibia na o ka che ne say edu time kra say wo say so kopempem koso krampo a o jisika ansa na bema na koho
ebi mo so mo kun ye horse carry from one end to another
the dika no am say me di Ghana to abema me nua ba pani Adwoa do Mensah eja but nanka say ka me twen nanka obrubu ya ansa na matwa be yo ansa na matwa be twa nim kakra na am say wankata na wo plans de danti e dika me di Ghana to abema pani no di amount eja we be near squash and no to nche
ma wasuma
that's the way they be am near bema
secondly me so na me tie show bi enra na sama e guy ne kan na to me tin pa also ba betimi anyes kasa de kra say be ma di na chi a aye no fe so sani ya be ma timi nyaska ye secondary school the teacher ni ba ko say wo de wo sua de enyere wo hu sua de na wo no wo say o papa o si oluma no ko toka sa ge ya oni ne te classroom a ne tie wu no ono de ne betena front e de na je fans na wo be ma no obi a me fa hu ko je fans so and most of the time no baby I am most of the time a man more advantage. And nuntina acquire the other side of the coin now. Sometimes it's very difficult for some of the women to show respect. and be obedient in their marriages. So I know pen and memory to me a conversation because I typically na man na share a man
society.
And this a kobase or banner and some will be na or her beman pa. Nasa be no confirm say as bear money a son send here and I say bear money bear mana to see and I say be as a in Sebu. And so bear now bear me you'll be full insurance upon
and that's why
insurance.
And that's why I quadro.
A man munye ska mo hey.
And I munye franco fam penanum near.
I know dear, and no dear, and no dear. So nim say tro na di kan kan da.
Na wuti. Na ko fucking Solomon assembly.
Me pacho munyina no mo kasa me edi tie pacho manya mo tsela man kamasa. And between chama name I mean level me point answer.
Level your point.
Adentina Ghana 40 me tam Bible.
Ghana 40
munyina where me you or TV. What time Bible ye eshama motom ekwa sorry. And so you can't ye Bible verse be near but ye can't tell them. Now done into what?
Yeah, you see that convenient scriptures. And
convenient scriptures as well. Media ye chamo I walk around
quotation tour. You tour near
me pacho me quotation teacher me make quotation. The make the make a tron ya chrum ta ko bi ben me dictionary ya no or bomb pie or snatty ya quantity bomb pie string ya me so money nyansa.
No man.
Menya me di man nyansa. You say you can nyansa na pe ono nko a me yire no 300. And then plan for 700. That 7 years. That's a nya ko kapa na je say. Obi ebu ofu. Na uko kan aya ni paduro na se wunim de ekire eto no. De eto no de ye mema ni pi na nye asem. The animal say the year no ya to and plan for 700. Na sa Bible ya ye true sa de e wo mi. E hye momotom na mo de kwa so de basa. Ye nya ko kapa na ye nya ama no. Ye no si chen. The father of all nations, Abraham. Edu mmiri bi tro no mu ano yare. Ye ko fa yonge bi bre na o che ni pa na mu ape ade che ya ape na no hoton.
Who told you he was sick?
And also what some buy as well. You can't with the boy.
Who told you he was sick?
Oh my God,
as a real quotation, I'm the mom because
you was sick.
Yes, that was David. They said that was David. This I for that to said that was David.
David the end a different cry. David the end there. Or no the end there he can cry, no the can't come out with the arm and already I see our bounce soon who say or baby in nam corridor moi the 2 shaky. Or some I'm going from Mongo Fanam. We ain't no didn't kunta kwa kuma kukunka. David the end there. I remember my time was because the ending.
Because
but Abraham ni Solomon the end constant.
Hey.
Because I know no crown nyame ankasa kura approve here. Nyame papa no hatasro no approve here. Wanka ho he.
Oh Lord.
What is nyame aka bi o Bible no afa Solomon pona ho. David. When them pona say.
So let me ask
you. Abraham the year or Japan and when you say na a year anomako ne o agree actually or disagree ya. And can you make
now Sarah ya wo kan ho asem so ya anomako konemi. Ansana Abraham kura wonya Hagar na wodi apa na num no. Sarah nankasa ena de ma ni ku Abraham.
It's more
What can some? Let me explain to you. Enti, onu Sarah no, oni ni kunu tena ase Abraham. Abraham did not want to do it. But Sarah catch her and say,
But let her finish her thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. Troni bebe say. Enti ode na ba wa hega. Emma Abraham. So onye dey. One ne na de be ya obenya ne hu Emma. Ewo hega hega nchen. Bible say Ebra one ne koda wieye na ofa anyinsen no. Ono abawa ne hyase say obu ne wura animtia. Sesi a wanyinsen enti akutia no obo Sarah. Enti se akutia no obo Sarah no. And Sarah needed to put her in her place because and you now can share Abraham now can see in the and Abraham was one man so pet. I gave you to him. Now since I brought you up, I will bring you down. Then Tina or shouting it down, and you won't see Ananka or Johnny Aqua or Perkunu and then Yami and then the Cocasa honey. Okay, so on sound call back. So I'm telling you, say Abraham no anyalio, and when he will be a training, I'm gonna hoto abba. Oh, cow Bible na kind ye.
Verse na no ya am so unyen.
There is no verse that he was sick that he need anybody. And so
verse na no ya no. I'm no go.
Mama to black child. David.
No, they brought David a younger woman when he got older. And and no, First Kings 1:1-4. The woman's name was
Abisha. Yes. That's who you are talking about.
No,
and Abraham, you are way off.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Is it me who say a man penny from but we could ya no mo boa. Remember ya mo online Mr. Mo. Wow book Bible be mpacho biem na Abraham. Solomon whatever about so mo he mama.
Me biako.
All kind of one some says 700 wives and 300 girl 300
oh man, I don't think I watch it on some way you know I'm a man cafe crown for one. Oh jump ya Solomon.
So what car too into mommy can you
baby man get to one pen on the car.
What is Solomon?
Sam, let me read it for you guys. First Kings 1-4, right? Verse 1.
And I give you Oguro who but First Kings I have
no, First Kings, verse 1-4 says, King David was now a very old man, and although his servants covered him with blankets, he could not keep warm. 2. So his officials said to him, Your Majesty, let us find a young woman to stay with you.
Gina Juana mean church the Bible room, baby.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's on a Ghana, your car Bible. Oh, car Bible flat is they will be a Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Okay, no, I pause the one will be actually.
Now, this is explanatory.
Never.
And
yes, quite listening. Eh? A quarter of them when you're the same Bible, yeah. And so be chilling.
Now. You just confusing people. At the end of English, it's common English.
Now the question English not common English, brother.
I'm reading.
And your brother now, okay. And do viewers are cheaper no more than some church.
Ma, you see now where he's at, right?
Yes.
Sister, I can't. What's it? There, Nipa no crab on it. You know you're the wrong one. And you also say why?
Oh, that's sister. I said. I just asked what chat. Na me me share Abraham. My be can't them with you. What chat? And they say much me as a one corner na motive. Me ngari.
Na. Yeah. the American said, Solomon asema okay ya mo de mo say Solomon I shall say the money je ho but na wie there that's not what you guys are talking about.
And then na
First
wie
o kasa no
na wie amobia
o kasa o say
Adwoa be wu
osere
na to wu
nyansa
ya
right
your friend yi
o kasa o so osere nyansa ni nyame ma ni nyansa ana o ware e mahi
anokra bible mu kra wan ware obia mfude kan so
ana mpnafo dodo say
wan ko man who so the bride price
Bible so
akomo
di
obia
adance say na Solomon owo skapa meboa enti owo sikapa no I'm sure say e mani nyina nso no obia wo dia ope enyina wo ho oti ase enti let me ask you this question so we are bema and you say you person do ho to Solomon na afen so wo ema mienu na say utimi hwe ba ko na utimi hwe the other one does it make it right?
Oh na say ya omo my o ma jo so benya mami no mutimi hwe mami ni nyina
Na make sure say okay from 5 10 20 omu nyina no utimi hwe omu nyina
e be hwe omu nyina pepepe
omu nyina pepepe no kremu no kwen na wo ka no
na the omu a ho a we ye de ko fa bi be ka
okay but ade ba ko ne say e was so who say
I said thank you.
Ade so who ne say say o say o be fa ma mienu a say who make sure say who di we empredo do prensa make sure say ono so be ma ne miensa
me ma won kwachiri eno no nye afọ debate ma oba no
no
me pa to mami akasa be 10 minutes
out of the 300 wives, you know, how many can you have for yourself? Can you be married to
ebi pe push-ups ebi super jogging and you be ana sabi and you be ana sabi all part be be there ebi
Nana ya we sem hu na we di we yi
obi so be man Solomon and na mo vigire ho de chi angrofo keke
Nana ya, let's be serious. Seriously.
Serious
okay, let me ask you something.
E ma kro no ko form no mo kro na no mo dada no ma ni ko wuda abosomfie no e ja ni nyame ho
oh there be say ye bo mpa wa na so ho nto wa
so nana ko hwehwe o hyebre mu wa ha
because ye bo mpa wa na so ho nto wa say yes so ahunhum ni nyina ahwemboa
enye ni papa David enko Solomon we nya ba bia antena enti se mo se mo de mo ho beto to Solomon so a mo hwehwe Solomon so awie ye because awie ye no e be pata mo pepepe but ono de ni papa David je no wo so papa obetimi age o sa time
yes ye papa be
ana o ma me
yo
papa ye ma me be die ye wo fa no mo ho
man let me ask Nana, I want to ask you this because you are a man yourself. Friday when I was speaking, right, it triggered a lot of other aspects, and one of the guy came on and he said, for couples living abroad, the men should restrict women from making money in order for the men to be able to have their way. What are your thoughts in that? And what he said,
and you nipa kura
nya sika esan say man no munya sika na omo ankasa omo di omo ho so omo ye independent no and say ye gi sika free omo nsem a embe ma ne kwan na omo ye ni omo pese omo ye
me kura no se me ni oba ho na so independent kura no na me pe
Thank you.
No, unim the enti am penisa. Obetimi am match say wudi odo na say wudi ni ya. Obetimi financially obetimi match boot for boot e be bo me ni na. Enti na make say obi wo ha oni na yire na wo, right? Ne yire no nya more money chain. And the Chrome hands will be earning say a land of opportunities, right? Sometimes 2 weeks, 2 weeks and not a month, 30 days. Bet me completely change your pay scale. A lot of people don't know that. Obi wa ha adwuma ye chia no baby at 16 and I say 15 hours.
An hour.
Obi to me take class for 2 weeks. Na a shooting up to be at $27 and as $30. E di me ko sure obi baby and as me o yiri bi na tem no wo ho. Na se na adwuma ya e kasa dani ya de obi to me kura to no ko wa de pokasia to.
Oh, sir. And you know,
no. Mami arrive here at the new man better become. What me at to no ko wa kakaka to me pay 2 weeks pay. Adi I am classy. Na ma had the music atem ebe ye kakra because me say me am ti me just kakete ya. Adam ho kra yira me because me yes ska na me. So engi to be a for da na ma so na me to na me papa. Obi an na adwin. Enye fe nya me dwen no bi dwen but oni obi to one na to study no. Na obenya kra da oni oba ho na oba ni sika atem ye. What to no atoko what on them view how to computer no de abro. What no ato auto dia ma kra sabi onwe so because women na TV uye ni ya ono to be ye tie.
And you I said you are not insecure man. You are secure man.
Hey, media security in there 1,050 million. Because
a lot of the insecure men, they feel threatened.
Me cry say udi agro wan cry make me age adwuma trivia hwe. Na wo kwa adwuma ba. Sa me so me jiba ho me ya ko tita ma me so me ho beto. Me. Ubaba na se me dware nkra bobu trum pada. E di omo sisi ho a. Wa baba ozem nkra mo me. Me di omo ko school na me di omo ba na me ye online classes.
Na mo nwedi ane.
Oh, ubaba no ya we are go fufu aguso kura etiti asia daada no kura esi wa mo. What do you mean?
Papa.
Me more dear, Miss Anyo. Be ana me different. I don't know. But Miss Anyo man, movie me back. Me. Ubaba kura if you had to move about my prep yes you own your mouth. One time kura. Na no I don't never say some idea Mensah na
No, it doesn't change the name.
Maybe I'm different.
But Nana, why do you want what from my man swap? You almost yeah, Juma. Almost yeah, Juma. Almost you making more money than them. Almost you boom half and half. A bank palamua or a bearmano or more or can be also. And so no not was what here as here swindling from Obano to say or fuck can be so edit free Obano even though and Kolanu and Neoma to Tonum near the no one a man in sweat.
Okay, so as a member idea, senior DBI am can understanding is key. And I say, oh, our communication barriers now, and that's sabi science who ties. And yes, Busumi Bino, one first one mouse can be anti. Na ebia the following month no musana na to be bisa. Ding na e kasa ne kasa de. Se mean to me be mount this month to cry na. Next month no. Esa say me nim say when I told last month ninti. I will make sure say I make provisions for the following month. Any susukra na meto a me nim say one me kasa me nim say 200 na ade to nkra in your man. The following month the me 200 ni na ma okra. Me ti kra ma 100 say bia me so me half a. Me so me dey ma only for 200 I will spend it last month. Because to tell you the truth no, I told be enye de bia no bi uska. And Obia to discount so on the chrome and a budgeting name. A ye and your money, if I go see him.
More bills to say.
I want to. So we have to understand that. Near the announce to change what. If you see us any near when from Becassa. Because why she has any only will be Becassa. The Nippon to chum crano, make cry none of him. So Okay, so go try to cry not to answer cry if you
have one can.
Obi ogro bi na numa e fo so wata. Bi. Enti ade no e tricky. Obi o ha oni scan so no she no. E chize no tua bibia.
Yes.
Esno bia enti to bia aja wo ka bia what one what tum ka kan wa pepe o te bia no magopo bia.
And you know, yeah, like I know, sir, dear son, ma, over quite much, Nantino. Yeah, like your
Me
father.
akrampo madu adwuma mu krampo.
Okay, dear foot too. And I would be my the man money and man about a really relationship for quiet befaswa. You bet me. I support to each other. Ne a bakumu baku because ye man be bring me to omu and whom man manifo. Bear my yard in Koye Krempa near the Ashani. Yes, in the Mama and a say aba. Ain't you know to say foot to obey at the end, I bet me I can ask your last.
Me dear, sanya de bia me ka kire no. De bia si am odo di kan. Odo di enum kan a bibia be okay na second name so abufuo na e emoa. Nti so obufufufu a na ofo te obufu na se upia bonte ko nante kakra na abobadu a pie. So obufu most of the time na ya nsema ya oka no you don't mean it. But ubati when you know the kind candidate. Nti dey say asama obeka no make sure say enya asama say new to akoma so a we know who so kind because there's no take backs. Nipa ne service won no na say am di kan no. Onni ne nkotena. Na obi anso nti menti so obi atiska ko akwa na tamfo pen. So tiny nipa na me sure say onu wabusuafo na busuafo betena se kura akodi nkomo kura unya sa laje no. Nti problems no wo ho. But senia wo be reacting and as a senia mo be reacting. Nye nipa baako both side. Then senia mo mi no mo be reacting. That's what counts.
Okay.
And I feel so relationship be not when you ho akrati jana problem bit.
Thank you.
Yes.
You said
Because you are a canity cry.
No, to me or suffocating.
So baba be no bitakola. I was a be near the you be share bag mo ha. Your baba no be a baby atra. Dear tea be quaduma. You do apple a problem, but many sure so be an admin or a cautious be a be yes adian. And the end do may sure see a do your one. Say, Nippon them plan for 300 cry.
Yeah, what's that, Samuel? What's wrong with you?
Hey, dear Ben, the Kuatia, I could say,
I thought it's all kind of do it here. That's why I was saying I need it.
You have to be serious, Nana, because you know what?
I know it's be 300 and
don't bring it. But I'm just saying, you see how like when a man go and cheat, right? They go and fornicate now. Not society no they are set Obano. Say Obano na anya na adwumanti na abasa, but we don't reprimand them man the YN.
Wow.
And then a lot of you men don't advise your own. Mommy, ma.
Yes.
Give me your final thoughts regarding everything or whatever else you want to like land on.
Well, said the mini bear my kind, odo. One factor. Say, what shall I say any and what do odo some neshas say. So what do be a Bible no crack I say unyini pacrone ebony.
No correct.
Dear me the back can say no crack always so. Idea bakwa in here pa between anybody who is having a relationship with anybody.
No correct.
Say boyfriend and girlfriend or say marriage or say to say whatever relationship I echo and a down for relationship crano I was say no crack and a trust juma because those two things So odo ho na se nukre enim na se trust anymore. Enya ade friendship now ukuta ne betimi I lasted for long. For me fan say wuni me nam for ye nan for miensa. We've been best friends for more than 20 years going and over.
That's right.
And obedient me my time, even though say a lot of people try to come between us, but we understood each other because they say yet say we trust each other. Ana ye kano kreche even says asem no din cry ye was simply wo ha ya din se obeka e de akire nipa kro. But because you say person odi bibia besie into obeka kire nipa kro na manehu say this is what anipa kro na oye no eno na na ya ka ho asem say sa asem ba na beto ho no ma enye sika na ye di twa enipa kwa na ye de beka but se mudi no krema mo ho a eno no time bia no mu di nkomo na mo ka bibia kire mo ho a mo enye problem because ma ka no kra kire mo ho a ni no nobody will suspect to say ubedi tro e de akire nipa kro no.
Yeah,
what you say because se one kan okra na nche nipa kro na e kire ne no kra na ebepie because no kra et said there udi sie said then kra dako ebepie empie ebepie free one kasa wano asem a wo kan no no wasa akọ kan asem foforo na nipa na hu se oh so da no asem aka kire me na etro na wudi na fe eniwo e de aba enipa bia nso aniwu nso a e wo nipa dom animu a ofie ase se to get yourself out no o de tatashi ana patapa na patapa na chi no na e de atemdidie enso ene di echi enti me de metimi aka ne say relationship bia wo mu say ya adamfo relationship say ya marriage o make sure say obema no kre edi kan e wa aware ni mu ni asetana wotim because say no kre ni di kan a eno na de trust na beba e de trust na nso ba na afede odo no nso e be hye odo ne ma ama odo no enyi. Enti bibi ebesibia no you guys will be able to overpass it and surpass whatever will go on in the marriage and our friendship because it say sa trust and in no I have used these three things and it has kept my friendship alive for a long time and it's still going up to now. Enti de me metimi de atome brad ye no so no credit eye ba akopɛ o ka ho tɔ enya afi na akoso so abi na odwendwen asem foforo obeka e de ebeto a etra odi so but unim se waka no kre enti whether the person believe you or not no you have told your truth and that's it.
most definitely. Baby sister, I thank you so much for coming through today. I didn't think I would get you on, but whatever I say, maybe in the future, no, God should help me say more. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
That's it.
Huh? Now you start work, right? So you
No,
will
that's Sam, he's at work. All right, so
yeah.
talk to you later.
Thank you. I appreciate it, baby sister. So that was my baby sister, Chriscross Mensah. So we're going to learn here. I'm going to have my final say, but before I say my final say, I want to do some promo. Tomorrow, Monday through Friday, we have our knowledgeable, strong-willed, beautiful boss lady, Bakupe, that about hashtag that about Rasta in Fire Drive time, 4 p.m. UK time. On Thursdays and Thursdays and Fridays, it's about mental health and then wellness. So Thursdays we have our doc, Sister Comfort Meku Anim. She comes and talk about mental illness, other diseases, sickness. Some of the things that we can do to take care of our well-being. And then on Fridays we have Dr. Lawson who comes and talk about other wellness, and health things. So it's like very educative. You know, the topics that Boss Lady brings on also, like, you know, is very educative. So you guys tune in to support Boss Lady, and also subscribe Fire Life Radio. Their motto, I love it. Ujadem Ankasa. And then on Saturdays, you know, at 3 p.m. UK time, our Fire Life Radio, one BM. Mami Treboy and Accra, Sisan Kofa, Tree Kasano. You can bring some topics on when they come on, or they will add to whatever topic they brought forth, or if they don't have any topic and they came to play music, whatever, they will have a discussion, group discussion about it. Amammerɛ ne tradition ne your friend is saying culture no, we talk about it here and there. And then we have our author baako pɛ sister ya for the Atobra on Saturdays at 9:30 MST. Bro, I'm doing promo, so when I finish, and then 11:30 EST, she comes live on Saturday morning to talk about. Sometimes she comes with pages of any of her books, you know, to talk about different topics. And you know, if you have any questions or you have any insights, you can put forth, and she will respond. She will respond to it. Her first book is Reflection of a Thirsty Soul. It's an inspirational book. The second one is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, which is a book that I love dearly. You know, a lot of women, you know, the youth are going to be connected to this book. Also, our men, you guys can get a lot of insight, you know, in the mind of, you know, women. And then the third book is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. It's a devotional book. Her fourth book is Own It, you know, holding yourself accountable and being responsible. So if you want any of this book, go to Amazon and ebook, Barnes and Noble, Kindle. You can get any of these books. She's the #1 bestseller on Amazon. So let's support our sister. This way, you know, it's not easy to publish book. You know, you spend a lot of money. So she needs to be able to get whatever she spent plus extra, because you know what, she's using her knowledge and wisdom not to keep it to herself, but to share it with other people, to connect with other people. So Ghanaians, you know, we don't do well. Majority of us, we don't do well supporting our own. But any of these books, you guys will enjoy reading. She has pages of scriptures, and also spaces that she asks questions. You also can ask her questions back. You know, there's so many things that we can attract from her. So like, we need to support Sister for that Atobra. And then we have Sister Sage Williams. Go to sageshare.com if you like to have some authentic merchandise. She sells t-shirts, dresses, jewelries, cream, beads, and so many other things. You know, scarf, hats, ready-made hats, you know, bag, painted dresses, and one size fits all. So it's like when you go in there, the t-shirt, you may not find the color that you would like. Don't leave. Just order the shirt, the sizes that you want. She has a comment box that you'll be able to put whatever color of t-shirts that you want. Your email is a must. Your phone number is an optional. So it's like when you do have that snap, she will call you, she will communicate with you to make sure, say, your orders, you know, she got all the orders are accurate for her to like ship it over to you. And then we have Sister Womri, who are, She does lunchtime talk on Friday. She has taken a little break, but in due time she will resume. If you go on her page, she have programs, educative program that she has done. You can share, you can like, and so forth. We have Sister Sika educates. She does a lot of programs also. Sister Sika, thank you for the stars. I appreciate it. So let's support one another. We have Sister Aisha Ankra with the X Factor. Sister Aisha support every single person. She sells Juice Plus. Her Juice Plus, account is displaying on the feed. So you can buy the Juice Plus wherever you at, and then for her Avon products, you have to be uh, residing in UK to be able to get those from her. Because you cannot order from outside UK. I tried to do that, and she explained that to me. So let's support her, DM her, and then you should be able to get that. Our beautiful sister, B. Russell, she does, natural, 100% natural health, beauty, and natural health. And she's a beauty advocate. So, and she does programs on YouTube. All of us have YouTube accounts, so please kindly go and subscribe for our YouTube channels. Share our programs, like it, love it, because all that support is really awesome. It helps a great deal. You can support my page by giving some stars for me to get gift. Or you can share, invite friends, and come and talk on it. Like today, I have my baby brother and my baby sister. I'm always the oldest wherever I'm at. That's what's up, I'm telling you. And and then you have my big sister, my boss also, Sister Dachi Hima Efia Santa Felona. She sells the Juice Plus as well. The Juice Plus, the more the merrier. We have Sister Civic. She have her boutique merchandise in Ghana. If you go to Ghana, you want to buy special stuff, for yourself, or for your loved ones, for your friends, you can go and get some souvenir dresses and whatsoever to support her also. This Angelina Ba, go to her Facebook page, subscribe her YouTube about Angie's talks. She talk about health and wellness as well, how to lower your cholesterol, making sure, men, how they can perform better and all that. So she goes all the way around. So let's go and support Sister um, Angelina Ba. She also sells the Juice Plus, and then we have Sister Mamle Yokogod with Wins. She is on YouTube and she's on Facebook, EPA Worldwide. She talk about parental alienation, abuses, co-parenting, and so many other things. Let's support them, Brother Brian. If you want to do your own business now, you can reach out to D. Brian Frimpong and just DM him to get more information, the website that you can go, to support him and also build yourself up. So if I did not mention, brother, let's support our brother OBGH, series. He does programs, educative programs as well. Brother Big Love Radio Spain. He also does program. He does reactions on YouTube. So let's just support each other, to build each other up. Right? The promo for moment supporting. And I will see you guys. You guys going to see me a whole lot nowadays. Every now and then I'm gonna come on, but the days that it's like you're going to see me no matter what. It's Fridays, Saturdays. Fridays I come live at 6:30. p.m. U.S. time, U.S. Eastern time, and then Saturdays 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern time with Sofo Samuel. So every other Saturday, I'm able to get Chriscross husband, big man on for us to come and have a discussion. Today, I got my brother Sam on. Every now and then, I'm going to bother him. He's willing to come on and also talk to us. Sometimes he will give us a lot of insight, and then he will bring 300 wives and 700 girlfriends. That's something that he always talk about it, because he knows how that makes me feel. He's just trying to provoke me. That's all. That's why he always be talking about that all the time, right, Sam? Nanaya. So like for me, like Nanaya, you want to say something before I conclude and go off?
No, I was just waiting for you to finish so we can have a side conversation.
Okay, no problem. So, my final thought is that, personally, I truly do not I feel like both men and women in marriages or relationship, needs to sacrifice. It shouldn't have to be only the women who have to sacrifice. And I personally will not sacrifice to I will not sacrifice if it's not going to be beneficial for me or it's going to affect me mentally. Because I love to have, I love to be sane. I don't want to lose my sanity because of love. Love is patient and love is kind. Love endures a lot of things. As I said, Chriscross shared it. But love does not endure foolishness. I do not condone in foolishness, because if you make unwise decisions, that should be on you, right? So I feel women should not sacrifice their mental health because of love. And most people tend to follow blindly because they cannot think for themselves. They give their power away so others will control them. I mean, if you are a man and you feel, say, you need to restrict something from your woman in order for you to have power and control over them, then you lacking of a lot of sense. Okay, that relationship, that marriage is going to collapse one way or the other. Everything is connected with designs and is part of a chain reaction. Everything that we do, if we know is going to affect our partner or our children, then we should not go ahead and get it done. A lot of people in our society blame women for getting divorced. They don't reprimand men from cheating or fornicating, because we go into our defense mechanism or using excuses, reasons, and blaming game. People who normally uses excuses, blaming game, and reasoning, they do not evolve. They don't develop because they stay the same as it is. I like the way that I am. I was not taught like that. Everything that our parents embedded in us, you don't have to stay with just that. As time goes on, we're growing, the world is evolving, the world is changing, so you need to change with it, but take the good things out of it. And nobody is perfect. We understand that mistakes are made, but when mistakes are being made, it has to be something that is like something that cannot be prevented. When someone fornicates, that's a choice that people are making. Mental enslavement is in our society and our culture, because people want to use certain things to stay the same way that they are. They don't want to change themselves because they are fearful, they are insecure, they don't have boundaries, they don't have respect for themselves, they don't value themselves or value their partner, they're not appreciative of what they have. And when their partner is kind and genuine, they take advantage of them thinking that they're weak, but they're the one who is weak. So, and we also need to give each other freedom to express ourselves, share our opinion, and be respectful of each other's opinion. When my baby brother came on, you see, he came on, he jumped the gun when Chriscross was talking, because Chriscross has not landed, so he came on. But at the end of the day, Chriscross was able to make her point, and Nanaya was able to also understand where she's coming from. He didn't come and disrespect anybody, and he still apologized for jumping ahead of Chriscross Mensah. This is how we learn from each other. Sometimes you have to make jokes in between discussion and conversation, because laughter is good for our health. We need to learn to laugh more, have constructive conversation, and teach and learn from each other. So I do appreciate each and every one of you that was able to tune in, those who share the program, those who like it, those who share, who sent me stars, Sika, Educate, Yamin Shao for the stars, those who were able to invite friends. I love you guys and all the same. So when people are mentally enslaved, they cannot learn, they cannot develop, right? They cannot grow, right? Because how can one learn if they want you to conform to their limited mindset instead of evolving? So, I mean, we need to be able to do our own thing. But me, I do what makes me happy, and I focus on my needs. So if you are a man who wants to have power and control over your wife, then you should stay single, because that marriage is not going to last. All right. There's going to be a lot of things that will happen in that relationship, and you will not be able to succeed, because women are not meant, like human beings are not meant to be suppressed and oppressed. Because at some point, say we say wohyɛ wɔ bi so a ɛbɛduru baabi na ɔbɛgye nsɛm, nti ɔgye nsɛm a ɛyɛ wo a wogyegyeregyɛ. So you guys have a good night. Have a safe, blessed week. All right. Bye.